Live from a metaphysical room deep in the temple, it's the Overly Animated Podcast. We're a
I can't believe that.
Oh my
we provide
God.
fan-oriented and analytic discussions on a variety of animated shows, movies, and anime, currently featuring Steven Universe, Miraculous Ladybug, The New Powerpuff Girls, and Starverse, The Force of Evil. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
And Michelle Anderer.
Hey.
Which one of us would have been? There's only two that we could have done. I guess I would have been.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I'm
should
Jorge.
be Jorge.
Yeah, you're Jorge. Okay, yeah.
Are we Smoky Quartz?
Yeah, you'll be
say.
Smoky Quarks. I'm Sardonyx, and Delaney's Jorge. Okay. So today we'll be discussing, obviously, Know Your Fusion, the final episode in Summer of Steven / Steven Summer Adventures event. Overlyanimated.com to check out all of our previous podcasts on the other 20 episodes. And you can search for the Overly Animated Podcast on iTunes, your favorite podcatcher. We're going to be talking about this crazy weird episode and then talking about the event as a whole and looking back on podcasting every day for a month. So we'll talk about that. But let's get into Know Your Fusion. By the way, my episode ranking's already up on overlyanimated.com, my 21 episode ranking, so you can check that out as we go. And be ready to give your thoughts on what you think are the top episodes of this event. But first, we have to discuss, I would say, the most unique episode of Steven Universe in the show's history. Know Your Fusion, written and storyboarded by, of course, Hillary and Lauren, of course. And let's get into it. Delaney, I think you knew nothing about this too, so you might be, you're probably completely surprised. What are your reactions to this craziness?
I loved it. Like, it was just one, like, I love Sardonyx so much, so like I wasn't prepared for Sardonyx, and then I was just like, oh my god, it's Sardonyx! And then of course I wasn't anticipating to seeing Smoky Quartz again either, like immediately, and it was just so cute, and I really liked it. It was just a fun, weird episode. Like I think like the energy of it, like I just loved it. So good.
What was your reaction as you were going? Because we kind of knew from leaks that
a little bit,
this was
yeah.
happening. What were you just like weirded out? Like, well...
No, I wasn't weirded out. I was really into it. Also, I was watching with my mom, and she's like, "Okay, explain all the fusions to me." And I was like, "We are playing Know Your Fusion." So I was like, "This is so and so, so and so, so and so." I just, someone had mentioned, "Oh, it's a clip show," and then I was like, "Please don't be a clip show," because I have like vivid flashbacks to Korra. But I thought it was just really well done. I was just really into it, and I was just really excited, like, to see the tests. Like, it was just really silly. I mean, when they sat down, and I was like, oh, this is what Justa meant by an episode on the Tide Show.
Yeah,
but
spoiled it.
I mean, I just was really into it. I was shocked, but I was just really into it. I just really enjoyed it. There isn't really a moment where I was just like, oh my god. I don't think. Like, it was just, granted, I'm kind of bummed out we didn't get to see some like giant epic, like, super yo-yo attack. I mean, obviously the the yo-yo at the end was really cool, and like all of it, because the yo-yo is awesome. I guess probably the only thing is, like, I was just like ready. I was like, when are they gonna do it? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? But,
yeah. Okay. There you go. I was hoping for more of a what the heck is going on kind of reaction.
No, I'm just into it. It's really hard for me to. I really just react to like emotional things, so it's really hard for me to like. I don't get shocked by this show, like, in a weird way. Like, I'm not like, that was really weird, what am I watching? That doesn't happen anymore, so...
I mean, this is I think if any episode you'd have that reaction, it'd be this.
Right.
I contend this is
the reaction to the last episode, honestly. I was like, what?
Yeah,
like, it was awesome, but it was very silly.
I think yesterday I called that episode the weirdest episode of the
show. Yeah, that was really...
And this is, like, 10 times weirder, so they're one-two punch here. Michelle, thoughts on... No, yeah, Delaney?
I guess the biggest shock was, like, Sardonyx being very large in the house and then suddenly having a room. That was me like, what? I was like, can we I wanted to pause there and be like, what? That was probably the only moment where I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I guess
she crawled through the door.
Yeah, gradually get into the weirdness as we go. Anyway, Michelle, reactions and thoughts on Know Your Fusion.
Oh, this episode made me reevaluate why Sardonyx is like so amazing, because we got so much of her actually talking this episode. It was interesting to see that like fusions actually do get their own room. I don't think that's something any of us would have like just assumed was the thing, but apparently it is.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Garden has her own room, so like maybe we should have like known all along. But I still thought it was kind of surprising. I really like this episode. It was really ridiculous. Though I would say yesterday's was more ridiculous. But it's a different.
No. That's no. I mean, they're so different, but yeah. Well, yesterday's was very ridiculous. Yeah.
The thing with Peridot squatting in the tongue, I don't know, like that's like burned into my memory of like, the most random, like what WTF moments, but like I love it so much.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is weird in a way that I didn't think the show would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what my reaction would have been if I knew nothing. So I wish the leaks didn't happen. But yeah, we saw this picture of like Sardonyx tonight, and I was like, okay, here we're doing something very interesting. But yeah, no, this is just clearly the weirdest episode of the show, and it's the type of episode that people are gonna love, and I think it's interesting and it's well done. I was kind of surprised how like narratively compact and solid Hillary and Lauren and the writers made this episode. Like it's just there's just so much happening, and I think like once you get past the fact that we had the two most self-referential gags in the show's history by far, and we had just kind of these absurd things like Sardonyx running like a talk show, like it's all so absurd. Once you get past that, this is the episode I believe that features our main characters the least in the entire series. This is just Sardonyx and Smoky Quartz, and these are not main characters or even secondary characters, and to have them anchor such a fairly strong episode, I think, is a pretty remarkable job. I know that these are, consist of our characters, but really they're separate characters. So I
which is
feel
what the whole episode was about, that
Right.
they're different people.
Yeah, right. Which, yeah, the episode definitely emphasizes that. So ultimately, I think that the fact that I didn't really have an emotional attachment to anyone involved and everything happening was so weird. I ultimately don't think this is like a strong episode of Summer of Steven. Like ended up ranking this 16 out of 21, but it was also like I don't know what to do with this. So
yeah, fair enough.
So it could go higher or lower depending. I mean, the most obvious comp for this is I guess something like Ember Island Players from Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But that episode was not nearly as weird as this. It was more self-referential, but it was pretty standard play take on what's happening. This is just kind of off the wall. But I also really liked Smoky Quartz again. It continues to be one of my favorite fusions. I think the stuff with the yo-yo was great. Million variations of walking the dog, which is great because that's the only yo-yo trick I could name off the top of my head too. So I'm glad that we do that. And I actually think this is a great episode for Sardonyx. I had no attachment to Sardonyx before this episode.
How?
What?
Because
Her
I feel
design
like
is so
great.
cool. Yeah.
I think that Sardonyx appeared like 3 minutes on the show. I mean, maybe that's not true. It's been over a year, but I don't really remember. I think this is by far our most Sardonyx episode. So like I think she's great after this one, and like so much stands out to me, including just like her delivery, like her voice actress. Alexia Kadime is wonderful in this role, and I really this to me was like Rose in the most recent Rose flashback episode was like, okay, now I know Rose. It's like now I know Sardonyx here.
Greg
it's not,
the babysitter.
Yeah, Greg
right?
the babysitter. It's not on the same. It's not on the same level. That was more important. But yeah, I didn't have the same reaction as yesterday's episode. I was like, why do we need this? It was good, but why do we need it? This episode, I'm like, what's going on? But I don't necessarily instantly feel like dismissing it. I guess I'm more fine with this. I guess it accomplished something, like it's big.
Well, I think it's important to see like it's our first time seeing fusions, like just being fusions, like without fighting something. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's more of like we see Garnet all the time, and we like you understand Garnet's a fusion, but I mean, it's not that you forget. It's just like Garnet's Garnet. She's just a character. It's Garnet. But for one, we're really addressing this whole idea that fusions are their own. They're not just Amethyst plus Steven. They're actually people, and I think that's really the real strength of this episode. Because it's really weird, but it's because Sardonyx is freaking weird, and I love her, and that's why we had this episode so odd because it's Sardonyx and she's strange and all this stuff. So I think there's a lot going for this episode. I mean, I didn't update my ranking or anything because of the episode, but I do think I think it's something we did need. This idea of this real idea of fusions and getting to know a new fusion and the new fusion getting, Smoky Quartz figuring out who they are. And it's so great.
I think this is probably the first time two fusions have really talked to each other on the show outside of Garnet, I would say.
Right.
Like, I think that's probably true. I mean,
think so, yeah.
we had like Alexandrite and like.
And it's hard to see fusions as characters, especially when you have something like Alexandrite, and it's like this giant, towering, like, please don't step on me, like, oh god, it's like, it's kind of like it's like watching Godzilla, like watching giant monsters fight, and you're like, okay, this is this is cool. I'm not really, I don't think immediately, Alexandrite. I wonder what Alexandrite's thinking. Like, what are her character motivations?
Yeah.
Like, I think having this sit down, I think, was pretty important to start to wrap our heads around, like, really, like, fusion. So
which is my main problem with fusions, right? And I think this episode is really important. I actually think this is the best fusion episode narratively. This is the most characterization we really get, I guess, since like Giant Woman, but that episode also didn't really have a lot of characterization for Opal. It was just like the first time we saw a fusion. Yeah, I agree. This is super important to seeing fusions as characters. It does a lot to bring. I really feel like Steven Universe. There's season 1 plot elements, and then there's things that have happened since then. And I don't mean, and there's things that happen in season 1 that are not like in this category. Like, it's more of just an early thing. But I feel like there's a lot of elements of this show that didn't make the translation when the show kind of jumped into heavier narrative. And I think fusions are one of them. And this episode tries to bring them into the more substantial characterization type thing that we've been getting.
Fusion's got an update.
Yeah, no, I honestly think it's like updating them, right? So I think that now I will be perfectly fine with seeing either of these two fusions on the screen. Like, I think that's great, and I encourage the show to try to revamp its old plot elements that don't necessarily translate anymore. For instance, the Beach City denizens, who many of whom I think don't stand out within the context of the current show, but. Yeah, no, I think this does a lot for fusions, and I don't know. I guess a flaw would be, like, ultimately I don't know what there's no big moral conclusion at the end or big like character conclusion. It's kind of just like the room starts breaking up and we don't actually answer Sardonyx's question. And
we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're not done. I think I think maybe what we're going with this is there's not an answer to Sardonyx's question, but the episode also doesn't really argue that. It more just ends. So I'd like to see probably a continuation of this discussed at some point. Not necessarily in this form, but at some point. Delaney, what stands out to you as the most prominent gag from this episode?
Oh God, what a question. I mean, do you mean other than the yo-yos? I mean,
I don't think there's. I'm talking like for me. I feel like for most of the. I feel like for what I'm going to go on Tumblr, the thing I'm going to see the most is the Nicki Minaj voicing. I think that's going to be because that's something that it's basically specifically for people on Tumblr. They're always like, oh, they're not in this episode because they can't get this voice actor, and it's like, yeah, okay, we'll lampshade that a little bit. Michelle, what about you? Well, is it that one?
I honestly just really like Sardonyx's laugh, like a lot. I think it's so every time it's really funny. Oh yeah, and her
arms, like every time they spun
around. Yeah,
it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, the design on Sardonyx seemed really solid. I don't remember her being this interesting.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's what I really liked about this episode. Is like not, obviously, Smoky Quartz, new fusion want to get to know her, but then it's also this, like, I didn't get the feel from Sardonyx that she was like a robot. So like I don't know if that was more of like a gag that they were on a show, but like she made like robot noises, and I was like, I'm confused. Like by like the sound effects on her spinning around.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what that was.
New.
That was
I don't know what's going on.
Although apparently there's a promo after the episode. I once again turned off Cartoon Network as soon as the episode ended.
I know, I watched the promo and they were in the library and it was cool.
Okay.
I didn't see the promo.
Well, I hope the promo will be.
Also, there was Lion and Connie like flying through like this like rainbow time portal. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll have to find it.
I hope we can do that at the end of this podcast if it appears somewhere. My reaction to Cartoon Network that is not Steven Universe is to turn it off as soon as possible. So that's that.
Yeah, no, I watched the Teen Titans Go song beforehand and I was like, I shouldn't have done this. I made a mistake.
I'm not staying, but yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go through all the aspects of this episode. There's a lot of stuff here. I guess so let's do that as we get to it. There's nothing that I specifically want to talk about to start. I guess there's just that gag. There's the footage courtesy of Cartoon Network, which is the other self-referential gag that I was referencing, which was very interesting to see. Just seeing, I mean, that's very much like how it works in in clips on late night shows, but that was very interesting. I feel like this is a lot of firsts for a Cartoon Network show that it would have this type of joke. Anyway, let's get into it. The beginning I thought was also really good. Steven and Amethyst planning on how to show off Smoky Quartz to the two of them. And it's all, the scene is
I'm
really
kind of
good.
shocked they hadn't told them before. Like I had assumed like they already knew. So like that was like I was like, "Ooh, okay."
This is a good way to address, I would say, the events of Earthlings. Also, like the weirdest possible way to have our what happened in the finale type thing, like the decompression with all the characters. They gotta do it before they get suspicious. Pearl, those two are acting very suspicious. Yeah. Pearl's also like baking, I think.
Yeah, like I don't know what she's doing.
Is this the thing that Pearl bakes?
Pearl's the only one who doesn't eat food, but it wouldn't shock me if she's the one who likes to cook.
She's probably
I mean,
the best at cooking.
Pearl is mom.
Mostly it's just a mom
moms,
activity,
but,
so.
But Pearl is like the mommiest mom,
Yeah.
so.
The most like domestic mom.
Yeah, the most, yeah. So you guys know how, and then just their over-the-top speech presented great, but do you know who beat Jasper?
Girl, she's like you two.
Peridot, yeah. It didn't land.
Peridot was so rude. That was so good.
It didn't land. Pick it back up, yeah. Someone
I really like
to
to pick it back up.
Yeah.
And then the bro hand grasp. Sam pointed this out when is like they fuse by just having like the traditional like bro like. It's no dance, just this.
Well, to be fair, like Sardonyx fuses because Garnet's like shaking pearls. Like,
God,
we don't really see it happen, but yeah, it is interesting. Smoky Quartz, what? And then Garnet making the colon capital D face is how I.
So good.
I see that.
So good.
Yeah.
Pearl speaking out and Garnet is just like joy.
Yeah, the prolonged screaming was like my favorite thing. It just kept coming back to her screaming.
Yeah. Showing off the yo-yo tricks. Here's walking the dog. Here's another version of walking the dog. Here's dog walking's just my day job till I finally get my call back. Yeah, it was great. I think we're making fun of yo-yos too with
it's excellent.
Wow, that's some edgy humor. Yo-yo humor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so good.
And then we see, I love how they do this. Like, props to Hillary and Lauren for how do you think of this? Like, this is, I was just really impressed. Like, sometimes sometimes scenes stand out to me for, like, how you execute, like, what's going to happen. And so it's like, we see one of the hand catch the yo-yo, another hand catch the yo-yo, and it's like, oh, it's Garnet catching two. But what about the third one? Who's going to catch the third one? Oh, it's the third hand, and oh, it's Sardonyx. Like, and that shows off, like, Sardonyx's, like, four hands. Like, I thought that was just really great. Kind of the standout storyboarding moment of the episode for me. And then we just see how giant Sardonyx is, which I didn't like really realize was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was like, oh, Sardonyx is really big. I didn't notice. Mm-hmm. Oh god.
I guess it makes sense considering Amethyst. Like 2 episodes ago, Amethyst was like on her arm, like on her shoulder in the moon.
Yeah.
Reel it in. The stage is too small. You need space to get to know each other, like infinite. You have a room in the temple. It exists as long as I exist. So this concept of temple rooms, first of all, the temple, like mentioning the temple by name, also temple rooms. This is all season 1 stuff. Like,
yes.
Like this is another plot element which hasn't made the translation. When's the last time they said temple? Like it's, I mean,
they haven't even been in the temple. Like
they haven't been in the temple.
Like, they've done nothing.
So.
Like they've been to the bubble room recently. I think that's in the temple, but
that's it.
It is.
Yeah, this is not something that's translated. I think this is an argument in favor of moving the location because I'm not at all attached to where they live. I would say. I mean, like, it's familiar, but I don't, like, remember all aspects of the temple and the fact that there was a door that, like, I remember there's a Rose's room, I guess, but...
You don't remember that? I mean...
that's the thing I remember most about this door thing, is that there's a Rose's room, because that happened somewhat recently, but...
Well, I mean, I remember we've been in all of the rooms. We've been in all of the gym's rooms. Like, we've been in those rooms. I
barely remember that, yeah. That's a thing, though, I guess. They, like, chased through them and had, that hasn't been on the show in a while, though, so this is...
No, it hasn't. I mean, this is we've literally done nothing with the temple. Like, honestly, the biggest part of the temple we've seen, like, the most of is, like, and arguably, you maybe, like, technically, like, the bubble room might not even be in the temple because it's, like, literally in, like, a pit of lava, so, like, I don't know.
I thought that was Garnet's room. That's a little unclear.
Room?
I'm not sure if that's Garnet's room, but if so, we
confusing.
haven't seen her room.
I don't know. Yeah.
Why does Garnet live with all the bubbles?
I don't know.
Garnet, why?
She's the most responsible.
Well, someone will point this out to us, but yeah.
Someone will yell at us in the comments and be like, "You're wrong," and be like, "Hey, cool, thanks."
This was definitely season 1, the last time we learned.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we saw my intro live from the metaphysical room deep in the temple. I love this metaphysical in there. It's sardonyx tonight. I'm so excited I could just shatter. Like,
and throws the mic. It's so good. Instead of a drop, just throws it.
The set very much looks like the old school Tonight Show set. Like it's very it's very similar, and it's just I don't know if I would have expected this out of the people who are like our Peridot Lapis experts. This seems different to me, but it's I think like this whole stage, the late Nate tribute type thing. It's interesting. I mean, obviously, it's also like very much the writers too. So the show is capable of a lot of different things from the similar storyboard artists too. Tell us literally everything. By the way, I was trying to get Hillary and Lauren to see Sam's art post.
Oh, I noticed
that.
Yeah.
I feel like they need to see that, so I tagged them
Yes.
on the post. That post's been getting a lot of traction. That's 5,000 views, but you should check that out. On
Oh, that's
overlyanimated.com.
great.
Yeah.
I'm proud for
Yeah,
Sam.
I like linked from Reddit and stuff, so it's getting a bunch of traction. But yeah, I really hope Hillary and Lauren see Sam's art review of Beta. You can check that out on our blog section. And see, now I lost my place. But we were tell us literally everything about yourself. I like long walks through the kindergarten. Yeah. But okay,
Nice.
so I saw that I Heart EC on Sardonyx's mug. I don't know what. Did either of you know what EC is in this?
Empire City.
Oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that
Especially
does make
'cause
perfect
the background is like
I saw that episode
Empire
twice,
City.
and I had no idea. But yeah, you're right.
I
Empire
literally
City.
didn't
Good
even
job,
see the
Delaney.
cup. I didn't even
Yep.
see the cup, and I think EC is
Yep,
Empire City.
That makes sense. 'Cause
I
it's
think
Heart
you're
and
right.
Light. Yep, I'm stupid. Okay.
It's okay.
She can something about.
I'm
that,
shocked
she-
Dylan noticed it, considering he never noticed Mabel's sweater. So I mean, this is a step up for Dylan.
Oh yeah,
Aw.
I'm noticing more auxiliary things now. The old school OVA reference, I guess, at this point, but with the Mabel sweater. But Jasper, you can go back to preschool. Yeah. Smoky Court says she lost her mind in a corrupted fusion. Like, is that what happened?
I don't know if she lost her mind.
Yeah, I don't know if she lost her mind. That's a
She
weird
turned
description.
to-
Yeah, she
yeah.
just got corrupted. That was what I thought.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the same thing for gems.
I mean, I guess you
Yeah.
It's like
According to like Peridot, they're like crazy. Yeah, but Steven
Yeah.
doesn't seem to think so.
Yeah, so that was interesting. She's a short fuse. What about the crowd? I made them myself.
I actually really liked that part. It was like really creepy, and you saw how empty
It
it
was
was.
really
It's like, oh
creepy,
my
yeah.
god, this
the
is all
delivery
illusion.
was excellent.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, it was very good there. Who is Smoky Quartz? I only really existed for like 10 minutes. Yeah.
I love it. 10 minutes.
Yes, the yo-yo. Seen it, lived it, loved it. Like, I love that line read. Like,
Yes.
I want to say that about things now. Seen it, lived it, loved it. Like, that's
Right?
yeah, it was really good. What about the rest of your game? Like, okay, interesting. And yeah. How about a word from our sponsor? And then they talk. I want to know the you. And then Sardonyx is like 4 pencils, and then she like spins around and throws them, and we hear like an off screen.
Oh wait, the Wolfheim scream. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really funny.
It's
I don't know
excellent.
who. I guess that's Jorge. Who gets
Yeah,
it?
I got hit with pencils.
I guess.
I like
so.
more pencils. That could do some
I just
damage.
Sardonyx's arms are just like the best part of this episode.
Yeah.
Like, it's excellent.
So mesmerizing.
Yeah, it is really distinctive animation on that. Every fusion gets something new. Let's find out what's new about you. Don't those cartoon characters make you want to buy those products? I sure hope so, or I'd be off there. Okay.
I literally bought a Peridot figure today, so like
So
it's
yes, they
real.
do.
Good
Yes,
job.
they do.
it's
Thank you.
real.
I guess that's kind of a reference to the fact that Cartoon Network is so merchandising based, like in terms
Yeah.
of the shows they
Yeah.
renew.
Yeah.
So I guess that is the third self-referential thing, if you want to interpret it like that. Also, you also could just say it as like a general like commercial like commentary.
I'm
but
literally surrounded by stuffed animals of like the cartoons I watch. So it's
Delaney's
cool.
doing her part. Yeah, Young Justice famously canceled after season 2 because not enough merchandise was sold to boys. So this is that type of
Anyway,
Yep. They're gonna play Hit That Bird. This was, I feel like,
I like expected to see like Pearl's face when they said that, like completely honest. And then
my
I was like, oh, it's that one weird thing from the Opal
Yeah.
episode. Okay,
That's-
I was
Died if it was
expecting
Pearl's
Pearl.
face.
That would have been
That
so
blows
funny.
my mind.
that episode was 80 episodes ago. Why are we referencing it so directly? Like
Because Opal.
Opal, yeah.
It was
I mean,
our
Opal,
intro to her.
Stovall took down those monster birds with a bow, and then there's footage courtesy of Cartoon Network we talked about.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 0. I like
That was so good.
It's just like actually counting, but it's
Yeah.
still 0.
I guess I'm a real bozo. Yeah. Let's play You Like That Little Man, which I guess was a quote from that episode. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember Suglight's episode at all. So maybe I need to go back and rewatch. But
I mean, it honestly took me a minute to tell my mom, be like, "Oh wait, mom, that's Sugarlight, and Sugarlight is like this is
Like
this."
trying to explain while the episode's
Everybody loves the callback. She's not actually in this episode. Do we still have to pay her? Yes.
I really like
Fair
that.
enough.
I really like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
Pretty great. To be honest, though, we need to get Nicki Minaj back for.
Yes,
we're kind of constricting the
please.
narrative, I think, with her. It's not the paying though. It's the availability. Like that would anyway.
Yeah.
But and it's not like. But that being said, I've ranted about this before. Garnet's VA is not available some episodes, and that way she doesn't talk. That's not true. Like it's just Nicki Minaj, yes, because she's Nicki Minaj, but like Garnet's like a.
That's all what she was signing up for when she joined the main crew.
Yeah, like she's a main character. He's not gonna have limited availability anyway. So what do we think of the strength rankings on this Carnival game?
Pearl.
So here's the rankings: Pearl at the bottom, and then Stevani, and then Garnet, and then Opal, and then Sugilite. So
I'm shocked Steven wasn't on it, but I guess that's something we're exploring.
So these are all fusions.
Been stronger
These are
than
all, yeah, I guess Steven should have been at the top. These are all fusions except for Pearl. Why? Why?
Because we have to hate on Pearl every
I
possibility.
Also, these are not all of our fusions. Like
No.
this is just 4 of them.
I was really expecting like a comment. Like obviously she was like mad. She was like at Pearl the first time. I was expecting like some rude comment about
Yeah.
Pearl, and I was
Yeah.
a little disappointed we didn't get it. I mean, I love Pearl, but also making fun of Pearl is a
making
wonderful
fun of Pearl is the
activity.
best thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty good. Can you top Sugilite's swing and be strong in a different way? Like, yeah, her singing that part is really good. We get the Jorge thing. Don't worry about Jorge. Like, and then that's something else about Jorge. Yeah, Smokey, you're holding out on me. I want to see your main event. Then we play Alexandrite has a throat full of flames.
Why would you set them up for failure so hard?
I know.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Footage, we see footage courtesy of again Breath of Fire, and then Smoky Quartz burps. We're having magical difficulties. The common thread between we need to find the common thread between Steve and Amethyst. 0 + 0 = 0, says Smoky Quartz.
This is horrible. This is
yeah.
like I wanted to cry. Like,
I mean, this is
so
we're
awkward.
continuing the stuff we got before with Amethyst.
No,
and
that's why
Steven.
it's so
yeah.
good. Like honestly, I think that's what this episode was about. Is like Pearl and Garnet come, and that's why they unfuse. Is like becoming face to face with like really like how Steven and Amethyst feel.
Yeah.
You know,
They're-
and it's so
they're-
good, so
yeah.
good.
They're aware of it now for sure. I agree. Both, what do you both think? 2 wrongs don't make a right. I'm living proof of that. Yeah, so
So
sad.
self-deprecating.
Yeah. I'm just a dud with a yo-yo. They want to impress us. They're planning this all morning, and we hijacked their show. It's not about us. The room breaking, it can't exist. Which is set up very well, I guess. And then everything's falling. We see like the sign falling, and then we get the Smoky Quartz music from that we like heard during. I don't know if we had this in the beginning too. I think, but it's like super distinctive. This is some of the most distinctive music of the show for me. The Smoky Quartz
Yeah,
music.
I agree.
Yeah, and use the yo-yo to save both of them, and then they all unfuse, and they land back in the main room. Sorry for the rough landing. That was amazing. Michelle, what do you think of Pearl hugging Amethyst?
Oh my god, I've been waiting for something like that because it's been really scared. You know, got all this laughing going on, but there's no promises. I was very happy. I'm gonna riblog all the gifs of that. I will say.
Oh man,
You just
yes,
said
I
like I just am really
Amethyst
offended by,
has
like,
a
the way you said
blush.
vlog and gifs. Like it's
No,
GIF, but we
it's
can
GIF.
move on.
Oh my god.
We're not
Just
getting
put
into
me
that.
so hard in the
Stop,
sentence.
stop. Okay. It's
I
we're not-
I'm from Kentucky. I had to take my moment.
Stop. Such a.
We'll revisit this later.
My least favorite discussion. Okay, such a good. You're such a good influence on him. Kind of the other way around.
Aw,
Yeah.
compliment.
Yeah.
So
This
cute.
is so nice.
Were was your shipper your Pearl Amethyst shipper?
Oh yeah,
going off
it was
in the show?
sedated
Yeah,
for the time being.
it was.
I always want more.
Yeah, I feel like this is classic.
Never
I feel like,
enough.
are we gonna go on a Pearl Amethyst arc now? Is this our season 4?
Oh my
plot?
god, they should do that. That would just make my life if
They're
that
not
happened on this show.
It's
They're
not
not
gonna
gonna do
happen.
that.
Never
They're
say
not gonna do that.
never. We'll see.
We'll see. This was very prominent. Couldn't tell us. You didn't tell us the yo-yo could grapple. It's better than a flail. It's a toy. I like that from Steven.
That was pretty good.
And then again, the second episode in a row, Garnet says play-by-play. Like,
Maybe that's her new
What?
catchphrase.
give us
So
the
great.
play-by-play. Like, why is Garnet saying play? That's so weird. I don't know.
Garnet
this is-
watched something on TV.
Yeah,
and
she's
it's
like
her new
play
word.
by
Like,
play.
this is
I
fine.
like that.
Yeah, Garnet
phrase.
was watching the Olympics, I guess. And,
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, so there's the episode. Overall, Know Your Fusion. I mean, we're all like it, obviously, and it's
Yeah,
really fun, and it's gonna be
solid.
like this is the type of fan favorite episode. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I guess I didn't think it was like top half of the like month, you know. But maybe, I don't know. Some people might have it in their top 10. The Teen of Steel says, "What do you think about Lauren Zook deleting her Twitter because she was getting harassed about Steven Universe ships?" I didn't know that happened. That
What?
sucks.
When did
Oh,
that
Yeah, I
happen?
had no idea that
Yeah.
happened.
Lauren
Oh,
Zook's-
I know Matt Burnett's cousin.
Yeah, let's talk about Matt Burnett first.
Jackson's
Yeah.
Twitter was the
Yeah.
funniest thing ever. Oh
So
my
I'm not
God.
sure if this is like actually happening, but
No,
Matt Burnett's
it
like
totally happened. Matt made another account just to be like, get off my Twitter.
Yeah, but it could be
nephew."
all orchestrated.
I
you
don't know. I
But
think
it's
that
really
kid's
weird.
really
yeah.
proud
Matt
of
Burnett's like
himself.
11-year-old like nephew. Like,
Yeah, it's
has
really
taken over his Twitter. So we
That's
haven't
so
gotten any
cute.
Matt Burnett things the past week because he won't give it back. It's so
He
cute.
changed the password apparently.
This is why you don't give children anything. Like,
Don't give children anything.
Laptop lying around
Like,
and
the
the
Dylan quote
my
of the
moment
week.
has come.
this is so this is not a good idea. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that happened, Lauren Zook. Like, her Twitter is like a gem, so that shouldn't have happened. But I do know that people on CO are like weirdly obsessed with her, so I'm not surprised. So those people suck. But she also, I think she's
Don't
also running
harass
the
people on the internet anyway.
Yeah,
Like, just
yeah.
don't do it, people.
yeah. She also is. I think her and I assume her and Hillary are running the fake Peridot account though, so we're still getting some of that.
The
Yeah.
Peridot Twitter just
Yeah.
like you thought it was funny the first. No, it just keeps getting better. Like it's maintaining. It's just like perfection. It's incredible.
Anonymous says, so now since the episodes are back, I don't know if this is for the podcast. Weekly, are you going to do the right after discussion and then the feedback podcast? We'll at least have episode discussions Thursday nights. We will think about bringing back the listener feedback, but we'll see on that. Okay. Let's get into the event as a whole. So let me read my comments at the end of my article here, plugging my ranking the Summer of Steven episodes.
Plug away.
So I said, Summer of Steven was a major success. Really, Summer of Steven is just the majority of season 3. Combine the May Steven Bomb episodes we got, all 5 of which I thought were excellent. And I think you get the best long-term run of episodes in the show's history. Season 3 is the best season of the show, and it's not close. There are so few weak points, so many standout episodes. Steven Universe reaffirmed itself with a bang as the best show on TV, and I can't wait to see what the rest of season 4 brings us. Buy or sell, Delaney, season 3 is the best season of the show.
I'd buy it.
Michelle, buy or sell?
I'd say it's hard between
It's
The problem is-
sometimes.
It's so different, like tonally, and like there are just
Yeah.
some things you can't reproduce about, like just like the newness of certain aspects of season 1.
The problem is
for
season 1 is
me.
52 episodes, and then
Yeah,
season
yeah,
3
exactly.
so-
It's like twice as much to think
I'm
about.
fine with just taking the second half of season 1 and treating that as the season if you want to too. I think that's a good season on its own. Season 2 I think has obviously incredible episodes. Like season 2 is Sworn to the Sword. I mean, come on. But overall, I think there's more weak episodes and less standout episodes than we got this season. So I really feel like we've hit our stride a lot, and there's still a lot of room for improvement because there's still a lot of episodes that I feel like are not up to snuff of the rest. I'm not convinced that will be solved, but it's
Quality-wise, it's been very, very consistently good, which for 3 seasons is a very promising aspect, and it makes me really excited for season 4. A lot of shows don't stay that good for even 3 seasons, so
Yeah, we're already in season 4.
great.
We've
Yeah,
already seen 2
we are in
episodes,
season
yeah.
4.
for
So,
season 4 it's still good.
I'm not encouraged by the next 3 episode descriptions, but maybe.
Who knows?
We have to find that promo. Let's see if we can find the promo. But okay, let's give our rankings. Let me give you my top 5, and then you guys can respond with your top 3 or 5. Okay.
Okay.
So just outside of my top 5 were Too Short to Ride, which is my number 8, Monster Reunion, which is my number 7, and Mr. Greg, which is my number 6. But basically the Mr. Greg and Monster Union are tied for 5th. They have the same rating. My top 5 is Gem Hunt, which I gave a 9.5 out of 10. Greg the Babysitter is 4, which I gave a 9.6 out of 10. I think the episode's incredible. The New Lars, which I'm alone in thinking is incredible. I give it a 9.7 out of 10.
It's in my top 5.
Wow,
My
that's
top-
shocking.
20.
Okay, wow. There's 21.
20.
So there's 21, Michelle. Great. Number 2, I have Earthlings, which I give a 9.75 out of 10. And number 1 is Bismuth, which I have a 9.9 out of 10, which is very, very high for me. So I have 1 Bismuth, 2 Earthlings, 3 The New Lars, 4 Greg the Babysitter, 5 Gem Hunt / Mr. Greg / Monster Union. Delaney, let's take us through your top 5.
All right, so you want me to go from the bottom up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so number 5. I mean, we're in agreement, basically. But I don't have like a 4-way tie for number 5. But Mr. Greg is my 5th. I just it took me finding number 5 was hard, but I just really liked Mr. Greg. But okay, 4 The New Lars.
Wow.
3 Gem Hunt. I really like Jim. I mean, I was going through the list of episodes, and honestly, there's some of these episodes don't really stand out. They don't jump out at you. I wasn't really reading and being like, oh yeah. I mean, there are a lot of them, but it's not not enough for me to put them in the top 5. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Okay.
So 3 is Gem Hunt, and then our top 2 are the same. 2 is Earthlings, and number 1 is Bismuth. Now it took me a minute because I was like, is Earthlings number 1 for me or is Bismuth? But then I went back, thinking, everything I said about Bismuth, and honestly, Bismuth, narratively and just all together, the episode is just incredible. We build up and destroy a character in one episode, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, I think 1 Bismuth, 2 Earthlings is pretty uncontroversial. I'm not saying it's correct, but I think that's I'm saying the controversial part will be New Lars for me, and maybe
Michelle's purpose on the podcast is to have a list completely different than
and
me.
maybe,
oh my god, I
think people disagree with Gem Hunt maybe a little bit, but I think that's top tier.
I would disagree with that. Yeah.
Michelle, take us through your top 5.
Top 5, Steven versus Amethyst. I really liked this episode, and I liked how the characterization was done with Steven and Amethyst. And they had a legitimate talk that gave way to a lot of, because one thing with Steven is I think because he's the optimist of the group, you kind of forget that he's also dealing with this expectation to be as good as his mom, and that's kind of why he's trying so hard. And that's a very real issue. And Amethyst and him being you're amazing. No, you're amazing. I'm going to show you how bad I am. No, I'm going to be worse. That's such a great friend problem. I totally get it. Number 4, Monster Union. So sad. So great. I had Bismuth as number 3 actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Low.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's great.
3 is still high, but yeah.
Top 3, not bad. 2, Mr. Greg. I feel Mr. Greg's just... It's Rose's Scabbard. It's just one of those ones I'm going to think a lot about on my own time and process and have feels. So personal choice, but number 2. Number 1, Earthlings for sure. Such a good episode. Very, very strong.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my high points.
Yeah.
I think It's Over, isn't it? Is I like I said this in the in my article. I think that's maybe the number 1 moment of the month.
Yeah.
But I do think Mr. Greg overall is a little bit down from the ranks of Rosa Scabbard, which is just so.
I would agree,
or
but
Do It for Her, all the. Is that the name of that episode?
Our Sworn to the Sword.
Sworn to the Sword.
I
because Sworn to the Sword as an episode is amazing, and then it has an incredible song in it.
Exactly.
For Mr. Greg, it has an incredible song in it, but the episode itself isn't incredible.
I think basically, the two criticisms with Mr. Greg are pretty obvious. I think it's too jam packed, too short, and it's a little bit on the nose. So I do
not mind.
But you might not care, right? Mostly I don't care.
I don't care about that.
I gave it a 9.5. It's still very high.
Yeah.
So basically, I think our top tier now. I say this in an article. I've always said top 3 episodes, by far the best 3. Rosa Scabbard, Sworn to the Sword, Jailbreak. I now include Bismuth in that to make a top 4. And I need to rewatch Bismuth a few times to make sure of that, but that's where I am at right now with that. And I think Earthlings you could argue Earthlings is the number 5 overall episode of the show. But
I would put Earthlings up at
I probably would put Earthlings at 5. I would need to consider Back to the Barn as well, but that's probably where that is. And then I think New Lars is in my top 10. Greg the Babysitter is close to my top 10, top 15. There like that. So that's where I am with that. Let us know your episode rankings, and you comment that on this or on my article. on overlyanimated.com. And I found the video, so everyone, let's cue up the promo. I linked this in chat.
Okay.
And then we'll watch it as we're watching this from the World of Steven Universe YouTube, and we're going to watch it and comment it as we go. Delaney already saw it, but me and Michelle will react to it.
When should we start watching?
I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, go, and we'll go on go, and then we'll and then we'll like no pausing, and then we can go back and look at stuff later. Okay.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Okay, we saw that. Steven and Connie reading a book. Okay.
Woo! Okay. Oh god! Oh, they're online. That's awesome.
Okay, they're online.
Oh.
Michelle
See,
said it
that's
early,
what I
but
said.
they're
Connie
online
library.
too.
Oh, they're
Connie in
rocking
the
out. Wait,
library. Oh,
what
yeah.
the? Okay, it's going
Wait.
too fast.
Wait.
Wait, whoa,
Yeah.
Stevani.
Yeah.
What the? Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah,
this is so
Stevani,
cool.
there's
Oh,
Sapphire.
Garnet and his
Go
sign.
Stevani, yeah.
Garnet.
Aw. Oh, Kai
Yeah,
has a new
Steven and Connie
outfit.
talking. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
New
wow, that was a
New
lot.
episode Thursday at 7. Okay, so there's a lot there. So Michelle, what's that? I'm not sure if you cursed or not during that. I'm gonna go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have.
Okay,
did.
I'm gonna go back and look at that. Okay,
Bleep it
yeah, I'll
out.
bleep that out. Okay. What's your number one takeaway from that? Is it Stevani? Is it Sapphire? Is it
Oh, it's Stevani for sure. Seeing her train with Hollow Pearl is really exciting.
Steven and Connie training, like
Yeah.
calling back to Sworn to the Sword, like, oh my god, what is Steven in this
How much
outfit?
progress?
This is Steven's probably in like the Zoltron.
Yeah, what the heck
outfit.
is that? It's
yeah,
like,
that-
it looks
that's-
like a
that-
bug,
that's-
like a
he's a
ladybug from
robot.
space.
That's from the Zoltron episode for sure.
He's in the arcade. I wonder who
Yeah.
he's
Steven
making.
is Astro Boy.
Yeah. he's-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gonna. Oh, I can't see the title. Oh, I'm sorry.
Stop with the cursing, please.
I was gonna say the title, but Delaney can't know the title.
No. We already did. We did that yesterday. Don't worry.
We did. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
it
did
looks
that
like the Future Boys Ultron. That's probably that episode, right?
Yes, that's that
Played
episode.
the
for sure.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Which episode are Steven and Connie training and then fusing? Let's look at these descriptions. I guess it's mindful education. Steven and Connie learn to
Yeah.
focus better.
Oh, the
and do their
books.
training.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think the book one is buddy book, so you get 2 Steven and
you're
Connie
right.
Oh, that's when
episodes.
they go to the library.
That's next week, and then the week after we're gonna get the Stevani training episode. It looks like. So that's really cool. So that's.
I'm
that's
just
pretty
so
cool.
hyped for more Steven and Connie.
Fire.
Like
Who's
always.
riding on Lion? It's Steven and Connie. I guess that's
Yes.
Connie has her backpack on, so that's them going to the library. So I guess Lion takes them to the library. Like what? Okay.
Through the weird space portal.
Too
It's so
easy
good.
to walk. Might as well take Lion.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a pretty hype promo for only 3 weeks of episodes. So yeah, weekly the next 3 weeks. We know that. Cool. And we'll be there to cover it on the Overly Animated podcast. Although next week I'm going.
What are we doing next week?
I'm hoping next week's episode will leak early because I am going somewhere on Thursday. So let's
And
hope this
Delaney's
leaks.
back at
Sure,
school and
interesting.
tutoring, and it's like, oh.
Let's hope that leaks early
Alright,
because we
let's-
might have a delayed
It's early
coverage
for
then.
school. It's like mid-August.
Yeah, Delaney's going back early. Anyway, so there
I'm
you
going back
go.
like a week early, but still.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's
Unless you really like school, then
I really like school. So.
Okay, good for you, Delaney.
then I'm not sorry. Okay, so well, that's it for this discussion. Any other comments on this promo this week or this episode?
Steven, no, just Connie. Connie.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm excited
yes.
for 2 Connie episodes in a row. I really
Yeah.
think Connie's underutilized right now on the show.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So good stuff 2 in a row. That being said, other than mindful education, when's Sapphire from? Is that from that episode? Let's look for that.
I don't think.
No, I don't know where that's. So that's interesting. So I want to see where Sapphire's from because
Yeah, like, what's going on?
other than like, I don't see any plot stuff here necessarily. Like I said, there's nothing we need to address right now.
It could
so,
be another flashback. I mean, I don't know
It's
why
so
they would
nerve-wracking. It's like,
need her
Sapphire!
alone.
Wait, if we're seeing Sapphire,
That means
Garnet's
bad
all
things, yeah.
together. This is horrible.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see on that. Sapphire's like looking up at the sky.
She looks so gorgeous. Look at her, like her eye open. It's very pretty.
Sapphire fangirling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Sapphire.
Yeah, I feel like that's the. I didn't know we'd see Sapphire, so I feel like that's the highlight.
The
for me.
surprise.
Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. Stick with us at overlyanimated.com. Subscribe to us for the rest of our stuff. Sunday we'll have our weekly Ladybug podcast out, talking about the female ship in the show. That's not real, but we're still talking about it anyway. So that's the hype one to check that out. And
That's what me and Dylan care about.
yeah, that's what we
So-
care
Yeah.
about. So Monday we'll be back for more Star discussion. That being said, it looks like Star is taking a hiatus after Monday. So
No.
They're giving us a break. That might be a good thing.
all of our shows are leaving at once. What will we do?
My friend just gets caught up. He can watch one live episode.
Maybe new Powerpuff Girls will be back once Steven goes away, but we'll see about that. I haven't heard anything on that.
But do I want Steven to go away? No, not really.
Well, it's still weekly, but it's not clear whether we're going to keep being weekly after the 1st, which is the last scheduled weekly episode right now. Cartoon Network did just affirm with that promo that we will be having an episode Thursday, so because their long-term schedule is unreliable, but that's now confirmed from that promo.
It sounds like we're going to have another Steven Bomb at some point, either this month or next month.
They did say that, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be having another Steven Bomb.
TBD determined.
So we'll see when that happens. I do think they probably still have a fairly big backlog of episodes, but I don't think it's like infinite. Like I'm not sure if I wonder if they're done with season 4 or not yet. Probably not. But like they've been sitting on this second.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because like these have been done for
half
like
a year.
what, like 6 months.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It sucks. Yeah. So I mean, it's like probably the first episodes we saw from it were done for like 8 months or more. Like it's. Anyway, I hope Cartoon Network does not sit on stuff for too long. That being said, I'm skeptical of them showing everything as it airs because they do seem to care about the show airing primarily in summer.
Yeah.
I
mean, we'll see. Their ratings have been really consistently good. Like going up over like 2 million a couple times. So that's really, really great.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what Cartoon Network cares about ratings wise. It's already kind of questionable what kids networks care about, where they care about kids demos or total viewers, and also Cartoon Network, like this episode Lampshades,
or them buying their junk,
only cares about them buying their merchandise. So that's another argument. Does Cartoon Network even care about ratings at all? So it's interesting. But yeah, Bismuth in particular had very good ratings, so rightly so. But yeah, Steven Universe, from what we can tell, is one of Cartoon Network's top performing shows. So it seems like it'll keep going for a while. Anyway, that's thank you for tuning in to us for all of this summer Steven event. I am happy that we're not gonna have to podcast every day anymore.
Dylan can go sleep for a year now.
Oh my god.
Nope. Still keep working on Junction, but it's I don't know. I'm not happy that we're not gonna have episodes every day because that was very exciting and very atypical, and life with Steven Universe and without Steven Universe is very different. It's very different. Yeah.
Changes on every level.
I know.
Is the cereal good today? No, because Steven Universe is not airing.
Dude, that's my life exactly.
That's pretty much it.
Yep. There you go. Okay. So yeah, thanks guys. Thank you to Delaney, Michelle, Justin, Sam for being very available for daily episodes, and thank you to myself for podcasting every day.
Thank you to myself, the most important person.
That's the most important one.
Clap for Dylan.
Yep, there you go. And
I mean, especially for Dylan to get this all out though really fast. I mean, like, it helps we don't have edits. Michelle.
Nope, we have 4 today. I'm gonna have fun with that.
Yeah, wow. Like,
it's good for you.
But Dylan gets this stuff out really fast, guys, and like a lot of people have made comments, wow, you got this up really fast. So, Dylan does a lot of work.
Yeah,
guys,
someone actually said that.
Give him crap, but
anyway, our ratings are up, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, great! Okay,
we've actually built a little bit throughout this.
Give us an iTunes review.
Yeah, give us really iTunes reviews for covering this. Oh, also, I wanted to say thank you to hold on, where can I find this? Thank you to AlexB9598W on Reddit for posting a bunch of our links to the Steven Universe subreddit and Beach City subreddit. I don't follow those 2 links, so I wasn't aware this was happening until now. But thank you very much for posting that and for posting the articles in both places. Spread the word on stuff like that. That's very helpful. Give us iTunes reviews. We made it through the event. Give us a celebratory iTunes review, and consider becoming a patron. We've had a few additional patrons lately. It's pretty cool. You can do that on patreon.com/overlyanimated. Thank you very much to our patrons: Mitch, Cordell, Beatrice, Nate, Andy, Jamie, Rachel, John, Ryan, Catherine, Taylor, Davon, Jade, Other John, and Phoenician.
Other John?
Yeah.
Jade's actually Jade. That sounds like a nickname.
No, that's an awesome name.
Jade
and then
has
we
a
have
good
better
nickname that Delaney came up with.
Good job, Delaney.
Michelle, not first time hearing patrons' nicknames, despite the fact that I say them every podcast. So
you say them so fast, like hard to separate them.
Okay, Fever, Mitch, Corners, Big Strange, Nathan Fillion, Buzz Lightyear, Mailman, Rachel Rose, Jenny Bravo, Brian, Cookie Cat, Needle, Diamond Day, Jewel, probably Garfield, and to be determined. Phoenician, join us in the patron group. And
your nickname is just probably Garfield.
Probably.
That's the full nickname, just probably Garfield. Garfield for short.
Nope. And give us comments and comments on YouTube and Tumblr and stuff like that. Next Overly Animated podcast on Sunday, unless I can get something together for this weekend. Probably not, but we'll see about that. And
I would do it if I wasn't leaving. Sorry.
We'll see. It's not online yet. Anyway, oh nope, it's not supposed to say that. Okay, thanks, listeners. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for listening, guys. No, I'm not editing that. We'll see you next time. More Steven Universe next week. Ladybug Sunday, etc., etc. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.